Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and we're finally going to turn this into somewhat of a render. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to actually render it out or because it takes forever. Or I'll just show you what it is in the pre-rendered state, but we're gonna add some textures to this, make it look nice in the what we can in Inventor, and that's gonna be done through Fusion 360, as it's the one of the quickest ways of doing so. But I've gone ahead and gotten rid of all the textures that were placed on Inventor because it can cause issues with Fusion 360. And let's see, what else did I do? And I've already exported these out into step files. Let me know next time if you want to see that happen on camera. Just a little tedious. But in case you want to know exactly how to export these out as a step file, plus I recommend step over STL any day. You would go up here to File, Save As, do the arrow on the right, don't just do Save As, won't work. And then go to Save Copy As. I'll bring up this window. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here. Um, so it's already listed as a step file, but usually if you haven't done it already, it'll be listed as a, where is the APT file? If only I could read that small. Okay, it's somewhere in here. Oh, it's an assembly, that's why. Okay, it would be listed as an assembly file for this one, IPT file if it's a traditional Inventor file. And you'd have to go to this drop down menu, click step. You can click STL, but it'll be a mesh instead of just an object. So I would recommend doing step and just clicking save. So we can just go ahead and do that already. But I'm importing them into Fusion 360 as separate elements. I might do it as an assembly later on in the future. But this way you have an idea as to how to do it yourself if you want to. And now let's go to Fusion 360. And my head is covering it a bit. I wonder if I could drop this down. But yeah, at least you can see the tail end of it right here, where you can see the grip handle. Also got the glue and the fletching already imported. The only thing I've yet to upload is the blades. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you how. So usually this won't be visible, so you'll see the workspace like this, and you have like a dialog box on the side here, or not dialog box. It's a component area. I don't know, but so you go up here. Can you see this? Yeah, you can. You click this little grid, pulls up this little set of objects there. You select files. Let's go to step. So I've also gone ahead and renamed some of these so I know which ones are which. So zoom curve, narrow, standard, and wide. Let's open them. It's now preloaded them here, and now we can upload. It'll just take a moment. And after this, we're going to bring them all into the Kunai workspace that I created and assemble them together, and then start applying some colors to them, or textures. But any second now. There we go. Three are in. Nah, fourth is in. All right, it looks like we're ready to proceed. So let's go ahead and just bring in just one of these in for now. So let's bring it, actually before that, let's go ahead and assign textures to these. That's the narrow. I don't want the narrow. Let's bring out the standard. There we go. As you can see, it just has a generic default. So let's go to render. But with this, actually, before we do this, let's go ahead and assemble it. Let's take let's go to the Kunai workspace. We already have it open. grab the standard blade, put it in, and let's see. Let's test to see if it'll register their origin points or not. Can't remember if it does or doesn't. There we go. Okay, it is pre-assembling it for us. All right. Let's take the, what next? Can I grip? There we go. Let's do the glue. Perfect. Now, I believe last is just fletching. So let's go ahead and do the other blades along with it. We'll just make them disappear. And see if we can group this as one object. So we got the curved. So we got curved, standard, narrow, and wide. Can I rearrange these? Let's see. Oh, finish that. Wonder if I can ground this one. Ground to parent. Unground from parent. Can I move this? I can't. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I just want these to be in order, so to speak. So let's get rid of those two. Let's bring in standard. Press OK. So curved, narrow, standard. Let's go wide. And now, let's make this one go last. Let's re-import the curved. Okay, that's probably an easy way to rearrange these, but I'm in the mood for it now. So suppress, suppress, suppress. There we go. We're just dealing with, still can't tell which one I like better. That one looks more so like the traditional Kunai, but maybe the wide might be the best one of the bunch. So let's see if we can parent all these to the handle. Ground to parent. Ground set components to Kunai, so the child component moves within the parent. Let's see. Let's try that. See if we can all, see if everything will move as a unit. Oh, they're all grounded. Okay, so let's unground everything. Cancel. Unground from parent. Now, will any of this move together is the question. Bodies, select. No, it needs to be components. There we go. All right. Components. Go ahead and select them all. Now, please move together. It does. Oh, whoops. Why is... Did that one stay behind? Okay, okay. Perfect. Awesome, okay. Now, let's go ahead and ground them all, except for the fletching. Why is that one still there? Why are those? Is it because they're invisible that they never moved? Let's try this again. Okay, they're all visible. Select all and rotate. That is interesting. Okay, so they'll only rotate if they're visible. So let's go ahead and make these disappear because they don't matter at the moment. Now let's array the fletching. There you are. Revert position. have changed. Do you want to capture the current position or of moved components or revert components to the pre-capture position? Okay. Now let's take this array here. Just choose an axis, and we're going to choose the handles axis. Let's find the origin point. And let's choose this axis. And we're going to do, I think 6 is the proper amount. You could do 8, like that. Which does look good, but I don't know if that's too much or not. But it does look good though. And it does fit. Let's go 6 for now because we're not entirely sure how much drag. Let's go with the full 8. So then makes that the gaps in between these less conspicuous than the glue. Alright, press OK. That's looking pretty good. Though, interesting. You'd usually just see this as an array, but whatever. I think the wide does look better. Yeah. I think the wide is the best one out of the bunch. Looks the most like a kunai. Alright, then that's where you could tether it. So now, see if we can take this to the render space. And sorry if it's really bright, guys. It's not that bad. It's kind of a gray or off white. Let's bring in this. So now we should be able to just minimize that. So let's go ahead and pick out the metals for the blade. So I think brass would be a nice one to do. Let's do metal. Let's give these a shot, see what they look like. Assigned to the bodies or faces that cannot be removed. Okay, I think what's happening is I need to do this from their individual workspaces. So let's go to, where is it? I did the wide, right? So let's go to the wide, take this to the render space, and let's assign them these colors. What other kind of brass we got? Hexagonal, old, mesh. That should work for now. So let's go ahead and move it so we have a good idea of what it looks like. Let's try the matte. Matte looks all right. That gives it a nice texture. So old matte, brass old. Let's try this other old one too. Let's go ahead and download that one. Bring it in. That just brings in some splotchiness. That looks better. Let's try polished. So the old matte has a good texture to it. At least it's not just one plain color. See if there's anything else I got here. Wire small, slot staggered, slot, holes, expanded, thin, mesh, hexagonal mesh. Alright, looks like that's the best brass we're going to get. So let's go ahead and get rid of these. We don't need them anymore. Alright. Now let's see what other metals we can go with. Let's go with, isn't there a bronze? There we go. You got bronze patina and bronze polished. Not the biggest fan of that just being one color. There's no true curves associated with this, so you're not going to get the benefit of it being polished either, or curved, I guess, or patinaed. So let's, let's edit. What color is this? 131, 104, 74. So let's, wait a second, where to go? Edit, so it's 130, 105, 75. 130, 105, 75. Is that what it was? Let's just double check real quick. Edit. So 130, 105, 75. Yep, I like doing back in fives. And wait, did it have a, what is this, roughness 0.548, so 0.55. Okay, maybe we can get rid of this now. Let's see. Nope. Come on. Unassign and delete. There we go. Now, let's see if we could duplicate this and edit it. Scale, rotation, roughness. Can we change the color though? Cut out. Advanced highlight controls. Image and roughness. Let's see, relief pattern. Cut out. Image, orientation. There's no way to change the color of this. Edit image. Here we go. Brightness, position. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Rotation, scale, repeat. Vertical, horizontal, sample size, rotation, offset. So scale, position, repeat, transform. No, we don't want that. Could have sworn there's a way we could change the color of this. Okay, what is this? I guess we'll leave that be for now. Not the biggest fan. Wish there was a textured bronze, but we'll choose that for now. Get rid of this duplicate. And just find ourselves some iron. So cast iron looks pretty good. What about polished iron? No, there's not enough detail in it. It's just gray. Unassign. Oh, did I get rid of the cast? Or is this it? Okay, that's it. Can I edit this one? So duplicate. Okay, I can. So let's assign bronze's color to this one. 130, 105, 75. Scale, rotation, roughness. Let's keep the roughness. Done. That looks pretty good. Do I like that better than this? I like the texture of that better. What color is brass? Let's go back to here. Where's brass? Edit 240, 201. Okay, so let's redo this. Edit 245, 205, 125. 245. 205, 125. 205, 125. Perfect. We can get rid of this. Unassign and delete. Brass old mat. We don't need this anymore. iron cast. Let's rename this. How do we rename this? There we go. Let's do bronze cast. Done. Can I save this? Add to my favorites. Let's save this to my favorites. Don't need the patina anymore. Delete. Delete. All right, duplicate. Let's name this brass. And it was 245, 205, 125. See if we keep everything else, it'll be good. Yeah, it looks like brass. Why can't I assign it? Close. Let's add to favorites. Go to favorites. There we go. Okay, yeah. I really like the look of that. Perfect. So I can get rid of these now. Delete. Delete. And assign delete. Okay, they automatically populate up there. Alright. Let's. Okay, before. Let's see. Can I. I'd really like to assign it here. Let's go to favorites, iron. Question is why reference is out of date. Just update. There we go. So the iron's been applied. It's gonna be a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Alright. So it's not the render settings. Where's the global settings? Scene settings. Here we go. Let's change the brightness to 75. Actually, what if we change the background color? Let's do 90. Apply. Much better. Okay. 75. Let's go 75. That seems to be like a good balance. Let's change the focal length to 50 millimeters because it's closer to how we would see it. Or we could go orthographic. And that's a no. Let's keep it orthographic. Depth of field. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's change this color to be a bit brighter. Apply. That's better. Okay. But I do want this iron to be darker. Because I'm pretty It'd be nice if I could just apply that there. Alright, whatever. Just go back to the blade. And so to actually make it more like a kunai knife, let's Let's see. Let's take this bronze and let's do an edit and make it darker. I just missed that. Edit. Think 85 is a good number. Done. Add to favorites. Let's rename this to Ironcast Dark. Done. Add to favorites. Get rid of this one. Remove from favorites. And let's rename this to Light. Perfect. Let's add this to favorites. Get rid of this old one. And let's apply it back. There we go. See, that looks pretty good. So we got the dark. Go back to here. First, save. Apply the difference. And of course, it went back to perspectives. Bring it to orthographic. Close. Yeah, it looks a lot better. All right. See, I wonder. Hmm. I'd like to be able to. So in Blender, I could assign to these individually, but with looks like in Fusion, it's going to be a bit of a problem. But at least it'll convey the idea that I got. There's your blade. Now let's populate the, actually, let me see. So if I take this and go back to design. Well, first, let me see if I can do this. Can I assign textures? Yes. I'll figure that out later. But let's assign these colors. Let's go to glue. I want this to be like clear red, so let's go to render. Let's apply different texture to it. Don't need metals anymore. Seabit liquid. Water, water, water. Nope. A glass or plastic will do. Let's try plastic. So ABS white. What resin? Is that clear? It is not. Let's get rid of that. I think glass is going to be our best bet. Color density, smooth, textured. What is a textured glass? Frosted, frosted light, bubbles, clouds, lines, mosaic, noise. Let's try a couple of these, because I don't know if it'd be better or worse than just plain old clear. Frosted. Let's see. Let's attach a color to it. Maybe like a brownish red. Not. It's too frosted, I think. Frosted light. Yeah, you can see more inside of it now. Let's see. Let's do noise. There we go. I like that. Let's get rid of these. You can actually see the texture on this one. Mosaic lines, clouds. Let's check what these do before we move on. Bubbles. Clouds. Clouds is nice and subtle. It's two lines. I think clouds is the winner. So let's get rid of these. Delete. Now let's assign a color. So we want like a brownish red. Why is it so dark? Scale. Let's see. That looks pretty good. There we go. I don't need to mess with the rotation. Can you all see this pretty well? Hmm. I'm not entirely sure what that did. Reflective index. Let's see advanced. Roughness, relief pattern cutout, advanced highlight controls. Alright, let's just go with it for now. Alright. Let's go back to the Kunai. I forgot to save. I figure out why it's so dark. So you can see the rippling there. It's good enough, I suppose. It gives off the feel of it. Okay. Now let's go into the wood. Let's go ahead and assign this. Let's see which one's better. Get rid of the glass. Wood solid. Finished, painted, stained. It's too. Question is, I guess, would they stain it? Let's see. Let's do a pine. Let's do an oak. Then let's do, like, say, a cherry mahogany. Let's do one of each. So, which one is this one? Is that an ash? Not the best looking one, so let's get rid of this one. Assign delete. Let's go ahead and populate all these in here. One of these is bound to look good, right? So let's go pine. Pine looks pretty good. Might have to increase the size of it though. Let's try this one. It's alright. Mahogany looks pretty good. Rather, that's a cherry. Never mind. It's rather dark. Let's go with pine. Alright. Save. Kunai. There we go. I think I'm going to increase the lightness here. There we go. I think it looks a bit better. Why does it always want to change the perspective? Alright, close. Alright, now let's go with the grip. go to render, and for this, let's see. We do want some type of cloth. Well, can I duplicate these? So go to the wide. Let's not bother with that. So go back here. Cloth, concrete fabric. Here we go. I think a red fabric. Let's try red, blue, and green. Bring in the black, gray, and white. And of course I deleted the green on accident. Let's try red. Looks pretty good. That's interesting. It's much more subtle with the red. Not sure if I like that texture. So in the anime, it's typically done in white, right? So let's do textured white. Populate it. All right. Only issue is that you can't really see it very well. Oof. It's not very subtle. Besides, like, if we're gonna go a bit stylized, I do like the red. Save the red. That does look better, at least I think. But shade of red. Can I make it? Can I change that? It's like a dark red. I think like 175. Scale dudes. Scaled. Ooh, okay. That changes the size of the pattern. Let's bring this down. So was it 50, right? That looks good. Rotation doesn't really do much. Roughness. Can I grab the slider? There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. So if I want to give it like a leathery look, this is the way of doing it then. 0.025. .25. Ooh, I like that a lot. It's like a red leather. What do y'all think? That's looking pretty good. Save that. Let's go back to Kunai. That did wonders to it, I think. And of course, we'll back to perspective. All right. So let's see if we can improve the handle then. Let's see, go back to here. We went with pine, so let's get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. Edit. What do we got to work with? Roughness. So let's go ahead and tweak the colors. Okay. 190, 140, 80. I just like them being even numbers or factors of 5. Ring thickness. What does this do? ring bump. Okay, that doesn't do much of anything. Let's see, pores. Oh, okay, so that's what that is. Raise. Pores are fine. See, roughness. Frankly, doesn't really do much of anything. Let's see, this is adding some 125. It is adding a sheen to it. Now, does this do anything? Nope. Alright. I think we're done there. There's nothing else I could do to this. Color, libraries, manual, liquid, color. Yep, that's it. Alright, save it. Go back to Kunai. Okay, we did improve the sheen of it. I like that. Last but not least, let's do the feathers. Okay. We can go ahead and get rid of these for now. Let's go to render. We could go with a fabric for this. Let's try light brown, see what that does. So that does look pretty good with the pattern it's got going there. But this needs to change color here. So let's go with a, where's the plastic? Do you have an ABS gray? Peak page. Yeah, let's just go with the white for now. We want faces. ABS white. Usually the quill is a white in color. At least the fakes are. Alright. Nearly done with this feather. So I guess this would be more so like a turkey feather then. Let's go back up here. It's looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and save this. Go back to the Kunai. Edit it. And there we go. We got a decent looking Kunai, I think. Let's go with a graphic. Close. And let's go ahead and give the other blades the same treatment. Get rid of fletching. Let's go to render. Let's assign, go to favorites. Assign it the dark one. Save that. Let's go to render. Apply that color. Save. Render. Ah, come on. Uh-oh. There we go. Apply that color. Save. Alright. so now we can go back to here. So before I do anything else, this is what I'm going to do. Let's copy this. Copy. Can I rename this? Okay, let's go bronze. Did it work? Alright, so let's get rid of this. It's not working. It's a trash. Alright. So let's go back into the workspace. Ground plane. Flatten ground. What does this do? No, let's not add reflections. Orthographic. Close. There we go. And there, my friends, is a completed Naruto Kunai. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's check out the other blades, see what they look like. Let's turn off the wide, just go to standard. And that's what a standard would look like. Let's see. Let's go to curved. I think while the curved was a decent idea, the straight blades are much better at conveying the traditional Naruto idea. And then this would be like a mail or a mail armor puncture type weapon, but I think all of them would. But this one would do the best at it. And let's go back to wide. And let's give these another look. So say we wanted to make the wrapping white, this a different color. Let's go to wide. Not the glue, there's the grip. Alright, let's get rid of the glue. And let's go back to render. This color we created, let's assign this to fabric red leather. Done. So it does look like leather, I think. Like a leather or wax cord or some type. Actually, let's go ahead and name it that. Red wax cord. Does cord have an H in it? Nope. Alright. I don't know why I was thinking of chord or something like that. Add to favorites. Get rid of these now. Delete. Delete. So now let's take this, duplicate it, edit. Let's do a white one. Okay. Okay, it's 175. Done. Alright, let's edit this. That's better. 50. Done. Add to favorites. So this is like a little you would more so see in the show. So you got a white waxy cord. Hmm. And while we're at it, let's take the fletching. We'd have to redo quite a bit there. So let's take this. So this is I think the most similar representation of this would be the closest representation is what you would get in the show. And it would function the most like a pombada from a Roman legion. You'd be able to throw it, it'd fly straight, no issues whatsoever. And you wouldn't necessarily need to cast it in iron unless you wanted to pierce through, like, say, shields or um, armor of some sort. But say you were a student and you were training, say Genin, maybe Genin and Chunin could, or was it Genin and Chunin? I don't know. I'll say Genin in my head. And I'm a big proponent for GIF, not GIF. So, throw that out there. Let's go to favorites. Let's do brass. So for me, if you're, I guess I'll say Genin. If you're, I like Genin better. So say you were a Genin student, you might be able to afford, say, a brass blade because they're cheaper. They're made out of zinc and copper. Pretty sure it's zinc and copper. But if you were a Chunin, you could probably afford bronze. So it's better than brass. It's darker too. Though with brass you can't put a patina on it. And it would conceal itself better. But um whoops. Please do not crash. There we go. Going back to here, I think the darkened iron just quite frankly looks the best. It's more so reminiscent of the show. And the white wrapping is reminiscent of the show. So this would be like you would dip a thread in wax, you would infuse it, and it'd be similar to if you've ever looked into pool cue or billiard cues and the wrappings they have on that. I think that would do very well here. Though I do like the flashier look of the red grip. And it just looks better. But I guess it's arbitrary. They both look pretty good. But I'll leave that there, guys. Hope y'all liked it. And tell me what you think about the adding fletching, increasing the size of it, making the handle out of wood rather than metal as you would in the like it is in the anime. And so the reason why I really did this was because in the anime they show the knives flying straight, where in reality they would tumble through the air like a traditional throwing knife. And like there is a weapon that did exist that allowed you to throw it straight without needing to do like some weird movement, hand movements, and do like what's called a flat spin or flat throwing or something like that. But all it is having a heavy head, which the Kunai already has, replacing the handle with wood, increasing the length to add fletching and to add drag. And you'd be able to throw this like a football or like a baseball or like you even grab it from the back of the handle from the middle of the handle and throw it and still fly straight near the end of the arc. And it's just essentially just one giant throwing dart. It's probably dozen different ways you can handle it. You can probably handle it from the head, from the tail, from the middle, um, and it'd function quite well. But I guess we'll leave it there. And next, for the next series, I think I'll be tackling Captain America's shield, or I think I'll be doing Captain America's shield because I really have an idea for that I want to test out and show y'all. But I know I do want to do a Demon Slayer sword, and there's nothing that's bouncing around in my head. I can't put a name on it right now, but I had an idea for it earlier and I liked it quite a bit, and I think you guys would too. But I'll leave it there and I'll catch you on the next video. You have a good one.